Okay, today we're going to be Nordic mechanical. Got Crimea engineering. It's a strong but usually kind of a slow board. Saxony agricultural is bad. Polania industrial is fast. Can be really good. Thankfully Rustfiat's not in this game. Mechanical is a pretty good board for Nordic. We're gonna try to get mechs, which is gonna give us some coin. We're gonna go for our objective if we have a good one. We have 3 tunnels at the end of your turn. That's a good one. Stockpile for the winner is horrible with anybody, but certainly doesn't work with this combination. So what we're gonna do is we want to have some extra moves. It's always nice. We want to make our mechs cheaper because Nordic's got this ore spot or mountain spot, and the village over here and the village over here are across the rivers, which means if you put to get more workers than one on this mountain, you've got to either move them over here or try to bring them all the way back here over the water, or I guess here if you have a river walk too. I mean, that's just, you can put them here, and then if you get river walk, bring them over here, but those are just all really slow ways. So we're going to make the mechs cheaper with upgrades. Let's see what Crimea went produce first. I usually like to go 2 metal with that board, so we'll see what they're doing. Polania doesn't look like they're rushing mechs. Only got 1 metal, so all right. Gonna go ahead and get on the mountain and get on the village. And that's going to set us up to do our upgrade next turn. So there's a nifty thing about this mechanical board. If you look at the bottom left here, trade is above upgrade. Now you get no coins for it, so it's not an action you want to do a lot. But anytime you have trade over something that costs 3, this is also true of the militant board where trade is over enlist. If you trade once, you get 2. If you trade again for 2 more, then you just have 2 left. So by trading 3 times, you can get the bottom row action twice. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to get 2 upgrades. Going to make our mechs cost 1. It's going to allow us to upgrade our bolster and upgrade our move action. We're going to do our best to go for the power star. We're going to be pretty mobile with this move action. Okay, so it looks like Crimea is going with 3 workers for engineering. I forgot this was engineering. With engineering, I usually go produce first as well. Okay. You gotta watch this spot when Saxony's in the game, but he's got agricultural. He's not gonna be, and he's not rushing his mechs. Takes him 3 mechs to get here usually: speed, underpass, and river walk. See, that's interesting. I would have thought that, not really sure what Crimea is doing here. I would have thought he would have moved these 2 village workers up to there and started trying to toggle back and forth between paying 1 metal, 1 combat card, and then 2 metal from the trade action to get his mechs, And then the 2 food lets you combine a combat card under the movement action to get them on list. So a lot of people like to go 3 workers with engineering. I prefer 8. Saxony going to produce here. Yep. Interested to see what Polania is doing here. Going for upgrades apparently. Probably going to make the mechs cheaper, perhaps. Okay. Well, if you want oil and upgrades, those 2 and 3 would be great. No, we're going to go 1 and 2. Okay. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do a produce action. Get a mech and a worker. It's not ideal. It'd be nice to have another metal, but can't be helped. Anybody's guess what Crimea is going to do. Probably produce, right? But no combat cards. Interesting. Crimea got their combat card in list, but then they went power instead of combat cards. Well, that helps us a bit, doesn't it? Slows Crimea down. We're going to do our second upgrade action here. Trade for 2 oil to get 3, to have 3 oil. And we're going to upgrade our move and our deploy as well. And that's going to allow us to use this metal to get our speed mech up here. As you can see, I haven't used bolster or move since beginning the upgrades, so I don't guess it really mattered the order I did it in. If he's going to produce again, he could go with the 4 oil. Get him a nice upgrade. Nope. So maybe a mine. Or not a mine, a windmill. Sometimes people go mine, but windmill makes a little bit more sense. Now he's going to get 3 metal per produce. And as you can see, his mechs cost 4, so he can trade for the 4th metal and a food. Or just trade for 2 food outright and use a card. So that mill is going to be quite useful for him. Think about it this way: every time you produce and get an extra resource, since trade is over that deploy, you can trade for metal or food. So that extra metal is functionally worth an extra metal or food, depending on how you want to do the trade action. Now we're going to start getting a little coin, because we don't have much. Double their coin right there. Usually go 5 workers with this board. Nordic can't usually get the enlist very quickly. Just the way it works, the way you have to move to get to a village, then you have to build a mech to be able to move the workers, even though you can only reach 1 metal hex. And then you have to move to the farm, and then unlike Rusviet, for instance, you have to toggle back and forth between them. Really, no one can get the enlist as fast as Rusviet and Crimea, generally speaking, because Crimea starts on a farm and Rusviet can just build a river walk, and once they get to the farm, enlist pretty quickly, especially if you've got the mechanical board or the, I think it's the patriotic board, their base game board where it produces over enlist. Well, that went pretty quickly. So, we're going to get to our 5 workers here. And we can do one of two things this next turn. We have a speed max, so our character can get to this encounter. We'll be back to us in a minute. Okay, he had a medal, produced 3, he went to 8 workers, which I get. He got his cards. Wasn't paying attention. He must have enlisted last time. Okay, he's going to go river walk. It's interesting. I don't know why you go river walk first. It's Crimea. I mean, maybe he wants to take all the workers there. That's all well and good. But then what? Is he going to go to this tundra space with his character and go to the encounter one space at a time? I don't know. Saxony's doing upgrades and trying to get enlists. It's a slow road to hoe. That's Saxony. You always got to watch Polania and which mechs they have out. This Polania just has speed. Any produce gets them an additional mech. And he's smart enough to go submerge. So we have a 4, which is good for our 1 combat card. We have 7 power. He's got 5 and enough combat cards to rush us. So we're going to try to keep the incentive low going for us, rather than trying to go ahead and get the encounter and maybe have some resources sitting here. We're going to go ahead and get our seaworthy mech. Worst case scenario, he attacks here or he attacks here and we can retreat to a lake. It's good to get seaworthy out really quickly after speed, because if you get attacked up here and you lose and you get bumped back to here, I mean, it's good game. If you're playing against good players, that's it. It's just too many actions to get back off your island with a mech. Your workers can just bounce right over the rivers, but it's your mechs that you need to deploy across the rivers, because your exit points, yep, 1 space at a time toward the encounter. Your exit points are here, and they're both 2 spaces away from your home base. So it's at least 1 movement up here, and then where are you going after that? Another movement to that farm, another movement to the factory, another movement to a mountain. Exposed here. If Albion's not in the game, this is an area of the map that's really hard for anyone except Crimea to reach. Crimea, of course, has Wayfare. And with a factory card, Polania can get up there too if you leave a bunch of resources with just on workers. He's got popularity because it's agriculture. He has some power. Oh, I didn't see which one he went for. I think he went for the first one. And Polania is at the factory. Okay, we have 3 moves. So we're going to use one move to move this mech and these 4 workers to the farm. So each produce we can get an enlist. We're going to use one move to move the character to the mountain and get this encounter. We could use the other move to try to snag a quick star. The problem is I want the power star, right? Because I'm going to try to go power, deploy, enlist, objective, combat worker. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I only need the 1 combat if I get the objective. So we're going to be patient on the combat. And a lot of times I'd move this mech to here just to have it more central to be able to do things and threaten people, but he can attack me on a lake and I can't retreat to a lake if he does that, so I'd end up here. So I'm just going to end my move. Okay, we don't think we need to build a structure because we've upgraded to where we just need 1 metal. Similarly, we don't really need the wood because we don't need a structure. Fortunately, there's nothing very useful in this encounter for us. This is actually bad. This isn't good. This would make us have to pay popularity every time we produce, and we'd only have 1. So that would be terrible. This would cost us 3 coin and give us very little value. I'm just going to pick this. It's a really horrible encounter. So Polania can attack us now. We only have the 1 combat card. They would lose. But they can. If they attack somebody, they should go for Crimea down here. He doesn't have his scout mech yet. He's just got 6 power. Polania has a 5. Could risk it. Go for all that food. Of course, Crimea might lowball him and just come right back next turn, because he can move next turn. Polania pulled the combat card for 2 popularity, which means he wants to have popularity this game. He needs those combat cards, so he's not looking to pick a fight right now. Okay. Number 3, I don't think is that great. 1 and 2 is probably the way he's gonna go. Yeah. Alright. Now we start our back and forth. Finally set up for what we want. 4 food. If you don't have something better to do, this is a really good first enlist, especially when you're so low on cards like we are. Oh, we have good cards. Next turn, we're going to use this metal to deploy our 3rd mech. Then, of course, we're going to produce again to get our 2nd enlist. And that's how we're going to back and forth it. He has food aplenty. He doesn't need that. Doesn't need that. And he's going to be fine on metal. I guess he could rush the game and throw down popularity to get a mech. Ooh, but then he couldn't produce anymore because he'd be out of popularity, and he has 8 workers. Yeah. How many enlists is he at now? He's doing his 3rd enlist. So we're just 1 enlist behind Crimea, which is Nordic, really isn't that bad. Saxony just upgrading and doing nothing else. Yeah, he's got 3 upgrades. What's the score look like right here? We're in last. Saxony's in 1st. That's deceiving though. He's got 16 coins because he upgraded his coins and all he's doing is upgrades. He doesn't have max. He's not going to be able to spread out. Nobody's very high in this column right now. I'm on 2 spaces. And I've just gotten my engine set up. So this is the mechanical board, right? Every time you do an action, you get 2 coins. Back and forth, back and forth. At least once you get the coin enlist, you do, because the bolster costs you 1 coin. Don't love my encounters so far with on Polania. And I've still got 4 upgrades to go, and I've been getting all this oil and my upgrades under my bolster. I'm nowhere near Power Star. It just could be better is all I'm saying. Okay, usually 3rd I go artillery just because, I mean, why would I need Riverwalk? I suppose if I want to reach a tunnel space for walk can be good, but artillery, for people who are paying attention, kind of discourages them from attacking you, which I think is good because, I mean, I have 3 more enlists to get, 1 more Mac, so Crimea wants some of that coin from those upgrades. That's what I'm guessing. Yeah, we do have Underworld advantage. The Riverwalk would be good there. But we're almost certainly going to get the Riverwalk mech before we want to move again. Unless Crimea or Polania start building buildings, we don't really have a path to 7 popularity here. We're going to get 2 off the enlist, and it's going to put us at 6. But and I'm probably not going to burn a turn just to get to tier 2. I'm going to need a combat. Polania's helping out though. They've got all these lonely mechs, so should be able to initiate a fight without too much popularity lost. Right. Let's go for our enlist again. 2 more coins. Like the coin enlist second. Arguably the most powerful enlist in the game. I didn't get it very early here. Polania's got all their mechs. We could get 3 coins off Crimea, and we're going to get 1 coin off of us because we have 1 more mech. So that enlist is going to be worth probably about 4 coins for us. Which going earlier wouldn't have helped us if we'd done it last turn. Crimea already had this mech, and Polania, I believe they got this last mech off an encounter, if I'm not mistaken. There's one of our coins. How's that old score doing? Only 7 points off. Nordic mechanical ramps up as it goes along. Polania's got 2 stars on us, but we're not worried yet. Because we're going to get 2 stars this turn. Look at that. 13 power. Going to get 3 for bolstering. 1 medal. Oh, and we picked up a 5, which is great. So that means we can be guaranteed a victory in a 1v1 at some point. Which just gives us a lot more flexibility when picking our battle. So where'd that put us? Yeah, see, we're tied for first, just like that. Don't panic early, just get the engine going. Sitting on 5 combat cards. Don't have any place where it really makes sense to attack. Alright. So it looks like Crimea wants to build buildings. Well, that's intriguing. Doesn't have a scout yet. Huh. So we're going to wait on engaging right there because we need 2 more enlists. So we're going to enlist, and if he can't move, so he'll still be there, we can hit him. And maybe move to the factory too. Or take 2 more tunnels and get our objective in combat the same turn. That could work. We'll see what the map looks like. Make a decision then. You know, in case someone builds a building. There's no wood on the... Oh no, he's gonna go for buildings, so... Tier 2 is a real possibility now. His build is not underneath this produce, so he's not going to be able to build this turn. Since he's got 8 workers, I doubt he can get to tier... No, there's no way he gets to tier 2 in this game without a factory card. Look at Saxony. I've never seen this. It's so bizarre. Does he have all the upgrades yet? No, he doesn't. What's his star? He's got the power star? Because he's been enlisting. So strange. He's almost got all his enlists. He's just been doing enlists and upgrades. Not moving, so he's been getting a boatload of coin. He's got 20 coin right now. I don't know what his path to 6 stars is supposed to be though. It's so strange. Okay, where's Crimea at? Oh, this is good. You can knock him down to 5 power by just sacrificing ourselves with artillery. He's got tons of cards. Does not have scout. Can we get to We only need 2 workers here for the final enlist because we picked up 2 food for this encounter, so that was good. Huh. It's interesting. It is. Okay, I think I'm going to go, rather than try to do the 2 combats, I think I'm going to go over the tunnels. We're going to move worker here and here. Take this worker here. We're going to attack. Okay. That's what we're going to do. Start spreading out. We're not too worried if we get attacked because we have seaworthy. And right here. Probably giving up tier 2, but I think it's going to be worth it. Yeah, you can only do 10. We're going to save our 5. Since we don't have to get to 12. Just in case another combat becomes easier than whatever else we have left. There we go. 4 stars. I'm guessing that's going to be the lead for us. Yeah, up over tier 2 Polania by 4. Did I miscount? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we're not going to get the worker star. That's what it is. So we need 1 more combat. So Crimea is moving, which is good for us, because that means after we pick up our 5th star here, he can't do anything to stop us, movement-wise. He's trying to spread out a little bit, but he's still way behind. Polania can move any turn. So what kind of damage can they do? Not a lot without double teaming us, which they might try to do. In which case, we'll throw the combat. If they hit us here or here, we'll retreat to one of these lakes, which will allow us after the enlist to use one of our move actions to drop a worker on the factory. Saxony's winning. It's so strange. Two workers, no max. 41 points. How much coin does he have? 25 coins. Okay. Don't think he's attacking. Nope. Okay, we can't move here, so where are we at? 1 point behind. Gonna throw down 1 power. So what you might have to worry about is if Polania was closer, spreading out and then attacking us and throwing the battle. Saxony's in no position to do anything. Polania probably can't make up 15 points, even with tier 2. They'd like to get to tier 13 because that would give them 2 plus 6, 8 more points. But they used their factory card last turn. And I doubt they have the upgrade. No, they do have the upgrade. Oh, they actually used the trade action last turn. So yeah, they are probably going to use their factory card and spread out. Maybe take the factory while they're at it. We'll see what they do. If they play their cards right, this may keep going. Otherwise, this is probably going to be game. If I were them, I would do the math and see if I can move some workers out. See, I've got move some workers out and force me to fight. I don't think even with 2 popularity he can make up enough ground though. Plus I've got 2 places I can attack him and take back a territory. I don't need the popularity, so if he tries to go to the factory, I can match up to 3 mechs onto the factory. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, factory card. Ooh. This is where you start. Got to do the math. If I take the factory away from him, that's 12 points off, and he's only up by 5. So this should be game right here if we do this right. Gonna end with 0 popularity, but it should be game. Both have 7 power and we have a 5. So we only need to bring 1 mech. Grab some extra territory up here. And 1 more extra territory. Always double check before you use artillery. We have the same power and we're both at 7, so yes, it's worth it. And I always save as much power as I can because it's a tiebreaker. This isn't going to be a tie, but just in case. Attacker wins the ties. Alright guys, that is 17-round Nordic Mechanical. You can never know for sure that it's going to be 17 rounds, but that was a good game. That played out nicely for us. I usually don't watch this, but it's kind of fun to see the numbers tick up. And there it is. Nordic Mechanical, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.